Well, howdy. So we got all the rice done yesterday. I borrowed everything I needed for the onions. We are topping and piling. And kind of a pain because I can't go back and forth because it pops on the left side, so I gotta go around and around, but I got a big machine sitting at the shop to do the pick up the windrows and cleans the onions, so it's kind of a twofold process. Get out of my onion patch, dear. Wrong side. Oh yeah, it's a bit different. Deer is bound and determined to stay in here. Kind of tricky to stay driving and while looking in the back, but I really don't. Nothing really to look at other than it coming out. I mean, just glance back once in a while to make sure it's still going, but yeah. So yeah, we did pretty good on the rice. Field 32 got us 98,000, and the other two fields together 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 140,000, 150,000. So about 300 some thousand. And you notice my bank account doesn't reflect that because I bought a big Volvo dump truck, multi-purpose truck for 75, and I bought a baler for 100. They wanted 150, but I told them if I bought the truck I wanted a price discount, so I got a brand new Massey Ferguson baler, big baler, a 220 centimeter baler, and that little baler I had was just not going to do it with all the straw that we had. So I needed a bigger baler. So that's what we did. So yeah. Want to run your ass over, deer. I don't know what deer hunting season is like in Scotland, but I'll have venison this weekend. Stick around here much longer. So yeah, I returned the combine and said, thank you very much. How much do I owe you? He said, did you top it off with fuel? I said, yes I did. He said, that's all I want. I said, well, I appreciate it. So he said, just do the same thing with the onion harvester. Just fill it up, clean it up, and return it just like you got it. I said, can do. So I don't know. I looked into pricing on them things. The harvester itself is freaking almost $700,000. And this little module I got on the front, the topper, it's 69. And this little conveyor thing on the back's 35. So that, you know, that's almost $700-some thousand. So I don't know if onions are going to be worth spending all that kind of money. We'll see what this field brings. This will give me an idea on whether or not I need to find an additional field to plant onions in. To make it worthwhile for the purchase. I'll have to finance it if I do buy it, if I do get one. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah. And I don't know, maybe there is a way I don't think you can. You can't switch it on both sides. That would have been very convenient just to go back and forth. But it is what it is. So yeah, that's what we got going on. I wonder if I just go in a circle. That's awful bumpy. That's even bumpier. Plus I'm running over onions piles. I don't want to really do that if I can help it. So yeah. And it was raining. I went fishing. Man, I caught some fish. I caught 4 trout, pretty good sized ones. They gave me $100 a piece for them. I got 3 big giant salmons. I got $200 a piece for those. And then I got a couple smaller salmon that they gave me $100 for. And I was selling my fish, that captain brought me in on a trawler or the cargo ship. He said, "You look like you handle a boat pretty good. I watched you come in." I said, I handled a few boats in my day. My former line of work. And he said, "You think you can handle this big boat?" I said, yeah, it's a little bigger than I've ever run, but I could probably handle it. He said, "Well, I'm going to take a vacation here in a week or so. I'll need somebody to take the trawler out to the to my fish breeding facility out on a bay and feed them and bring in any fish that are ready to go. The guys out there will have everything ready to go. All I have to do is load it up and bring it to the dock and sell the fish, and they will bank the money for him. In return, I can get 5% of any of the fish that are sold. So I said, sure, just give me a holler. If I'm not right in the middle of something, I'll take care of it for you. So I got that going on. The tourism folks came and talked to me yesterday. Asked me if I noticed the folks camping on my property. I said, yeah, I talked to them. I told them they needed to ask permission for camping. He goes, well, what if, as part of our tourism package, I said, oh yeah, you got a tourism package? He said, well, you know, we're trying. It's a city thing. Trying to promote people to come to our city. We're just kind of a fishing city, but the castle and the ruins are what draws the tourists. The two castles, the one in town and the one we're getting ready to rebuild. He said, what if we charge a camping fee, and you get half the camping fee for letting them go on your property? And I said, okay. What do you need to do? He said, well, you just need to gravel out a couple spots, and we'll put a picnic table out. People can pack their campers in and camp. I said, all right, I guess I could do that. They're already there. Might as well make some money off of it. I'm not sure what Craig will think about it, but if it's making money, he ain't gonna care. That guy's all about making money. A guy can turn tarnished copper pennies into freaking $20 gold Cougarans. I'm not sure how he does it, but the dude is a genius when it comes to figuring out how to make money. So I asked him what he was going to do with his island. He said he's got some folks out in the city that are going to turn into a like a resort bed and breakfast. The working farm. You're going to put some horses out there. You got some folks in town that will come out and maintain the place, and he's got a guy that's going to do the farming for him. Folks can do whatever they want. If they want to help on the farm, they can help on the farm, feed the critters. It's like, man, that guy can turn freaking, like I said, the guy can turn copper pennies into gold Cougarans. So yeah, it's a good thing he's got, you know, a sense of honor, because the dude would make a really good criminal. He always gave farm guys shit for being such a straight-laced dude, but farm guy was always, you know, he's been married almost the entire time he's been in the military, so his moral compass kind of points different direction than the rest of us. Got a few folks over there at the shed. wandering around. See 3 cars over there today. There's only one yesterday. Put a donation box out there, and I made yesterday when I drove out there and looked, I got it out there, and I had to convert the pounds to American dollars, but there's probably $150 in there. So I put donation boxes on the other ones too. I don't know what the tourism places you're going to say, but Tourist Society, Historical Society of Tourism. So yeah. Point where I'm turning a lot tighter and tighter. Little fields aren't, little windrows of onions aren't necessarily very neat turning around, but that's alright. We'll pick them up with the harvester. Alright, that's wasn't a good idea. I still gotta do a 3-point turn. Whatever works. I wonder if I could windrow these into less piles. It might make things a little easier picking them up with a harvester. I might have to give that a try. Windrow onions? I mean, those tines are meant for grass. I don't know if they're strong enough for onions, though. They might bend. I'll give it a try. Alrighty. When we're done this, I'm gonna go up and mow that hay meadow up there by the castle. See if I can get some hay bales out of that. It's alright. Sunflowers are looking good. This hooked up so I can take it back. I'm not gonna windrow. Probably jack something up. Too much trouble to go get the windrower and hook it up to the tractor. Alright, cars, don't come because this thing's big. And of course you're coming on. See behind me for shit. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Look at that. First road in the grass. We're picking up onions. Alright folks, well, this is where we're gonna pick up onions. And maybe I'll go fishing again. We'll see you later.